We live in a world that is constantly screaming for our attention. Notifications, expectations, distractions dressed as opportunities. But there is a rare kind of power in learning to ignore most things and focus only on what truly matters. The people who rise, the ones who stay steady, the ones who move forward regardless of what's happening around them, they all share one skill: ruthless focus. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they spend their energy on things that don't move them forward. They chase approval. They obsess over outcomes. They drown in comparison. And in doing so, they dilute their focus until it's too weak to change anything. Clarity isn't just about knowing what you want. It's about knowing what you must let go of. Because every yes is a no to something else. And if you keep saying yes to noise, you'll never hear the signal. Discipline means choosing what matters most over what matters now. It means saying no, often. Not because you're selfish, but because you're serious. Because you're not here to dabble. You're here to build, to grow, to become. And that only happens when you stop wasting time on what doesn't serve you and start pouring yourself into what does. To focus only on what matters, you must first define what matters. What do you value when everything is stripped away? What do you want to be remembered for? What kind of life do you want to live, regardless of what's trending or what others expect? Until you get brutally honest with those questions, you will always be vulnerable to distraction. You will always be pulled off course by things that look important but mean nothing. The enemy of progress isn't always failure. Sometimes it's noise. Sometimes it's comfort. Sometimes it's busyness disguised as productivity. But when you slow down, when you get still, when you silence the outside world and ask yourself what actually matters, you find a kind of clarity that cuts through everything. And in that clarity, you start to choose differently. You stop showing up for things out of obligation. You stop pouring energy into opinions that don't build you. You stop wasting your voice in arguments that won't change a thing. You step into intentionality. You rise above the noise, not because you're better, but because you're focused. If this message is bringing you back to what matters, take a second to like this episode. Drop a comment with what you're cutting out. Share this with someone who needs it. And make sure to subscribe so we keep building this discipline together. You don't have to do everything. You just have to do the right things well and often. Let go of the pressure to be everywhere, to know everything, to respond to everyone. You weren't built to carry the weight of 1,000 priorities. You were built to carry purpose. And purpose requires focus. Every time you say yes to something, you are saying no to something else. That's not a burden. It's a responsibility. And when you get that, really get that, you start making different choices. You stop being reactive. You start becoming intentional. You stop scattering your attention and start concentrating your effort. And the difference is massive. Focused people don't entertain every drama. They don't rush to every notification. They don't respond to everything that tries to provoke them. Why? Because they've trained themselves to protect their mental bandwidth. They know that where focus goes, energy flows. And they're not wasting energy on what won't matter in a week, let alone a year. Focus is a decision, a daily one, sometimes an hourly one. And it's not easy, because the world will keep pulling, people will keep demanding. But you must decide what's non-negotiable. You must decide what deserves your presence, your energy, your thought. Not everything does. Not everyone does. And the sooner you accept that, the freer you become. You're not behind. You're just distracted. And once you cut out the noise, you'll find you're closer to clarity than you think. The progress you crave is hiding beneath the distractions you've normalized. And the only way to get it back is to choose it. Not once, but every day. With every yes. With every no. With every act of intentional focus. When you focus only on what matters, you get time back. You get energy back. You get momentum back. You stop chasing validation and start chasing purpose. You stop responding to every crisis and start building systems that protect your peace. You stop explaining yourself and start embodying your priorities. That's how transformation happens. Not by doing more, but by doing less with more intensity. You don't need 100 goals. You need one clear target, one clear vision, one clear mission that aligns your decisions, disciplines your time, and directs your effort. Without that, you drift. You get pulled by other people's urgency. You start running someone else's race, and nothing is more exhausting than spending your life chasing outcomes that don't belong to you. Clarity is uncomfortable because it forces you to cut. It forces you to confront what you've been tolerating. But that discomfort is sacred. It's the beginning of focus, the beginning of true movement. And if you can sit in that discomfort long enough, you'll find the path that's yours. Not borrowed, not imposed, yours. Start being selective with your time. Start filtering what you allow into your space. Start treating your attention like it's sacred, because it is. That's the one thing you never get back. Every scroll, every distraction, every conversation that doesn't move you, it's all costing you. And if you don't take control of it, the world will. Don't let life happen to you. Lead it, shape it, guard it, and focus only on what moves the needle. The rest? It can wait. And let's be real. Some things will demand your attention, not because they matter, but because they're loud. But volume is not value. Just because something's urgent doesn't mean it's important. Just because something's popular doesn't mean it's right for you. Just because people expect it doesn't mean you owe it. You are not here to please everyone. You are not here to be everything to everyone. You are here to live with clarity, to lead with focus, to execute with discipline. That starts with what you allow to take space in your mind. Are you thinking about things you can change, or just rehearsing problems? Are you focusing on your goals, or just getting lost in what other people are doing? Comparison is a thief. Distraction is a thief. Even perfectionism, when left unchecked, becomes a thief. All of them steal your focus, steal your time, and steal your peace. But here's the truth. You have the authority to reclaim it. You have the power to stop the scroll, close the loop, and recenter on what actually moves you forward. Ask yourself today, what do I need to stop entertaining? What do I need to stop justifying? What do I need to release in order to focus fully on what actually matters? You don't need a bigger plan. You need a sharper focus. From this moment forward, treat your attention like currency. You only get so much of it. Invest it wisely. Invest it in what builds you, in what grounds you, in what aligns with your values and fuels your vision. Stop checking everything. Stop jumping from task to task, hoping to feel productive. Start choosing. Start finishing. Start showing up with full presence, one thing at a time. And don't let guilt pull you back into places you've outgrown. People may not understand your focus. They may think you've changed. Good. You have. You're no longer wasting your life on things that don't matter. You're here to live with precision, with clarity, with purpose. There is peace in prioritizing, and there is power in protecting that peace. Choose it every day. Recommit to it every hour if you have to. Because your focus is not just about what you're doing, it's about who you're becoming. So cut the noise, ignore the distractions, focus only on what matters, and watch your life transform. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most with deeper intention. Because you can be busy and still be stuck. You can be active and still be unproductive. What changes the game is direction. Discipline without direction is wasted motion, and focus gives you that direction. You want peace? Eliminate the unnecessary. You want momentum? Focus on fewer things with more depth. You want to live fully? Then stop dividing your mind across everything and start bringing it back to the few things that truly matter. Don't let the culture of speed convince you that faster is better. Better is better. Clearer is better. More aligned is better. And that only comes when you pause, evaluate, cut, and recommit. Again and again. The world doesn't need another distracted achiever. It needs grounded leaders, focused builders, people who know what they're doing and why they're doing it. Be one of them. Be sharp, be clear, be disciplined, and above all, be focused. One life, one focus. Make it count. You won't always feel motivated. but you can always stay focused. When you get lost, return to your values. When you feel scattered, return to your purpose. And when things get loud, return to silence. That's where your clarity lives. That's where your strength begins. That's where focus is rebuilt. Focus with courage. Focus with clarity. And above all, focus with purpose.